Welcome back, everyone. Man, I am absolutely thrilled for today's explainer because we are diving straight back into the intense stuff we set up in episode 4, the high school bet. If that episode had you on the edge of your seat, buckle up. What we're unparking today from the source material is, well, it's literally the foundational stuff you absolutely must understand if you're stepping into the digital finance world. So let's get right to it. Our main goal today? We need to completely shatter a really dangerous illusion. You see, a lot of folks, maybe even some of you watching, have this terrible misconception that holding cryptocurrency in an app is exactly like keeping cash in a traditional bank account. And I'm telling you right now, that is a massive, massive mirage. It's a trap that puts your assets at huge risk. To really illustrate this, the source material gives us this brilliant, vivid scene. We have Satoshi just chillin', eyes closed, listening to some classical music, and his student, Alicesa. And it's in this exact moment that Satoshi has to spring into action to correct a deep, root-level misunderstanding she has about how all of this actually works. It all starts with Alicesa asking a question that, honestly, is super relatable. She's looking at a wallet app on her phone and innocently asks, "Hey, if my Bitcoin is in this app, the company holds it for me like a bank, right?" Sounds logical, doesn't it? But actually, no way. In the story, this triggers Satoshi's internal warning system, the bit draw system, which basically screams that this level of ignorance will cost her 50 lifespan points. That's how severe this is. So Satoshi snaps out of his Zen state, taps right on her phone screen to wake her up, and with this incredibly serious, ice-cold tone, he warns her. He says, "The wrong words can make you lose everything overnight." Seriously, just imagine his tone there. If you don't grasp the difference between a wallet app and a bank, it's not just a vocabulary mistake. We're talking about total financial ruin happening in the blink of an eye. Now, here is where the source material gets super visual. Satoshi projects a glowing golden 100-sided die that creates a hologram of two houses. First house, Alicesa is standing there, but the massive key to the house is chained to a bank building. Satoshi explains that if your money is in a bank, you aren't the boss. You're just a permission seeker waiting for them to unlock the door. But the second house, Alicesa is smiling, holding the key in her own hand. That represents true self-custody. You hold the key to your wallet, which makes you the absolute boss of your wealth. Okay, so how does this work in reality? Well, it all boils down to this single, simple number, 12. It seems small, right? But this number represents the literal key to that second house we just talked about. It's the ultimate secret to being the master of your own wealth. When Alicesa realizes this, she asks if this key is the 12-word code, the seed phrase, and Satoshi nods. He hammers home the point that, yeah, they might just look like 12 normal words you'd find in an everyday dictionary, but when you put them in the exact right order, boom, they transform into a master key that holds more weight and value than all the diamonds in the world. It is a priceless asset that gives you absolute total power over your digital money. Then, out of nowhere, the AI system in Satoshi's pocket throws out a pop quiz. The robotic voice asks, "What happens if you lose your 12-word seed phrase?" Alicesa gets a bit startled and guesses what most of us probably would. The money disappears? This right here pivots the whole story to the absolute, terrifying cost of being careless. Satoshi just shakes his head. He tells her, no, the money doesn't just vanish into thin air. Because of how blockchain technology works, the money stays exactly where it is, safely recorded on the network. Nobody deletes it. But here's the catch. And this is an incredibly powerful quote from Satoshi to explain it. He says it's like having a massive treasure behind a giant vault, but you threw the only key into the ocean. Ouch. Just let that sink in for a second. You know the treasure is there, but you have zero way to ever touch it again. It's a permanent lockout. That is the ultimate brutal punishment for losing your seed phrase. Let's wrap up this whole not your keys, not your coins concept. Based on the story, wallet apps are definitely not banks. You are the absolute boss, not someone asking for permission. Those 12 little words, they equal massive, life-changing wealth. And as Satoshi says before he whistles and walks away, in finance, ignorance always demands a steep payment. So I'm going to leave you with this one provocative question to chew on. Right now, in this exact moment, who actually holds the keys to your digital wealth? Are you holding the key to your own house, or is it chained to someone else's building? Check your setups, guys. True financial freedom starts with being your own master. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.